Hello guys, it's Jenny Jen the Plant Friend. Today's video is going to be a fun one, I would say. I want to talk about plants that grew the most or brought me the most pleasure in this growing season. Either because they took off or they just did. Different reasons. And so you can see to my left here, I'm holding one up because it has just like gone bonkers. And if I let it go, it may snap. So I'm holding it for now. And then once I show you this one, I'm going to have to go and prop it up somewhere until I can. My plan is to just do a quick short of me probably going to put it on a plank is the plan. So for those first time viewers, welcome to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, I always appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. And yeah, so let's get into this video. This little Roxy headed this way. But yeah, so I'm holding my Hoya Abovata. This guy, and it loves, when I say loves pond, this guy, I've up potted it twice this growing season. Yeah, and so this situation I have going on now is not going to work if I'm going to let her continue to grow up. And I really wasn't ready to propagate her, but I may have to because this is a bit top heavy. She is root bound. I'm having to water her almost twice a week because she's root bound. And so I think I will be up potting this guy, but I just wanted to show you her. Hold on, let me make sure I have the trellis in hand. But yeah, this is the Hoya Abovada, and I have it wrapped around this tall trellis. I have it on this trellis here, and then I have it wrapped going around. And when I did that, it just, oh, look at her being a big girl and standing up for me. I'm not going to go far because that's not going to last for long. But I see new growth coming in. She's had several peduncles. Matter of fact, I see at least 2 or 3 on there now. But she's never bloomed for me. But she looks well root bound. Also, I see roots all the way at the bottom starting to wrap around. So I'm definitely going to have to give this guy some attention today. I'll finish this video and then we'll and then I'll take care of that. Yeah. So the first plant that I wanted to share with you guys is my Hoya Abovada that just went bonkers this year and took off. I am loving this guy, and I would love to just see where she would go. I may do a plank situation with her. I have to find a pot that's big enough first to even do the plank. I don't even know that I have that. But yeah, so I'm planning to keep her in pond. Maybe I'll do a pond leca mix, some leca at the bottom, maybe pond, something to that situation. Maybe that'll cut down on it growing so fast through the pond. But yeah, the Hoya Abovada. Most people say that this is a slow grower. I don't feel that way. I feel like she's a very fast grower. And so yeah, the Hoya Abovada. So let me go put her down somewhere, prop her up somewhere anyway, and then I'll come back with the rest. Okay, and so the next plant that I wanted to share with you guys that I feel, you know, really did the most this growing season, started out a one-leaf cutting from my friend Iffy Plants from San Antonio, and that's my Monstera Albo, and I'm not sure what form of Albo. I did something this summer. I was cleaning the leaves and something burned it. I'm not sure what that was, but she started out. This is the original leaf here that she had, and she's put out five new leaves and 1 more on the way. This one hasn't even unfurled completely yet, if you can see that one. And I put her on this moss pole and she's in moss. And so then I added some moss to the moss. I added a moss pole to the moss, and she seems to love it. She seems to be doing really well. And so yeah, so the next plant, if he made me promise to leave it in moss, because I've not done well with the Thai Constellation for transferring it. So it's in moss and will probably live in moss forever. But yeah, so this one is the second plant is my Monstera Albo. No fenestrations yet, but I'm hopeful. I was going to get another one, and I said I'm going to ride this one out. So yeah, so we'll keep you posted on this guy. And then, uh-oh. I don't want to drop her. There we go. Okay, and so the next plant, you guys saw it in my last video. She was so big that I had to propagate her, and she was just growing crazy, and so I needed to propagate her. And that's my Philodendron Burlmarks Fantasy. No, I'm sorry, I always call this the Fantasy. Variegata. Yeah, so believe it or not, I propagated this guy and took several cuttings. So she is a prolific grower. She is in a leca pond mix in a self-watering pot. But I was noticing that she was starting to revert on this side. I'm sorry, you guys can't see me, but you can hear me. She was starting to revert on this side, so I decided I wanted to propagate her and encourage some more variegation. Sometimes it's just beautiful. Like that leaf there with that mottle look, I love, love, love that. Whenever it's mostly white or a half moon, they're not going to last for very long, so I really prefer this variegation. That is beautiful. That yellow instead of white, yellow, and green variegation there. But again, then you get something like this, and it makes your heart sing. Except you see how it's starting to brown. So they don't last for very long, but they're beautiful while they last. But yeah, so the third plant is my Philodendron Burlmarks Variegata. And I'll let you guys know from the propagation what happens, because I know that with the other one, with my regular form Burlmarks, it was just prolific and just grew like crazy. I took several cuttings, gave it to friends. So I expect that this would do the same thing. This guy started a 2-leaf cutting in December, and not even a year later it's grown to this. So I would say she's a fast grower. But yeah, I'm excited about this guy, and she grows kind of wonky. It's so interesting the way she just takes these shoots off, and the stem gets very thick in that area. And so but yeah, so the third plant, the Burlmarks, I'm going to just sit her here because she's kind of heavy, and I'll take her over back to her spot in a minute. But I did say she's in leca pond mix and a self-watering pot. I did say that. And so the third plant, and I have to get her. Okay, so guys, the third plant is my Hoya Sarawak. This was a wish list plant for a really long time. I just had a hard time finding it. Then when I would find it, it was sort of expensive. And but I really, really, really wanted this plant. I love large leaf Hoyas. And so that's what this, isn't she beautiful? Now, she started out somewhere down here. All of this is growth. In the last month, she's put out 6 new leaves. Yeah, the Sarawak. So she's in pond. She's in a self-watering pot. I'm going to just check it and see what the roots are looking like underneath there, because I haven't in a while. Not bad. I don't see just a few little roots out of the bottom in her little self-watering pot. So I know that's working for her. But I did recently change her trellis to this taller one because of the newer leaves. These have not even hardened off yet. And I'm already seeing one, possibly 2 more there and 2 more there. My goal is to propagate this guy because of the large leaf Hoyas. When they grow so big, they tend to topple over. So I think kind of keeping them compact is better unless you're going to do a Hoya on a plank. But yeah, so the Sarawak is the 4th plant that has brought me such joy this summer and has been a prolific grower for me and has just continued to stretch out. And I love seeing her. She lives in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet. She just doing very well. I love the leaves on this guy. It's similar to the Abovada, except these are more pointed, and the veining and the splashing on this one, so beautiful. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Hopefully it is, but I don't know. But anyway, the Hoya Sarawak is the fourth plant that has really brought me a lot of joy and has really grown nicely, beautifully for me this summer. The Hoya Sarawak. So we'll put her over there. She'll kind of still be in the frame because we're going to talk about our last plant. And this plant, I've featured this plant on my channel so many times, and you guys have been on this journey with me if you are a returning subscriber, where I've had root rot and just crazy. And without further ado, that would be my Thai Constellation. Now this is the one that my husband bought me. The one, all of the original leaves died off, by the way. And so it had gotten down to like maybe 2 leaves, and I thought it was a goner. I felt bad because he paid a lot of money. It was a birthday plant a couple years ago. And yeah, I just didn't see her coming back. Well, guys, she's making a comeback. So this is the oldest leaf, and this is a leaf that came in my care. I've trimmed it a couple of places where the white has turned brown. I need to do some more trimming. And then she put out like smaller leaves like this one. And but look at the latest leaf, guys. No fenestration, but look how big that guy is. I mean, in reference to my hand, like 1.5 times size my hand, whereas it was putting out like this, right? So I did put a moss. She's in moss, growing in moss, and I put a moss pole in her. Look at that root, guys. Can you guys see that root? This is a root, right? Lots of nice roots in there, but I do see, I don't know if that may be part of the sphagnum moss. It's something that looks a little brown, but I did take her out and check the roots maybe a month and a half ago or so. I did take her out. There was a little bit of root rot. I just snipped that off and put her back in, put fresh moss at the bottom, put her back in the same vase, and she pushed out this new leaf. And so she is, from what I can see, looking at the bottom here, you won't be able to see it, I'm sure, because it's like in between here somewhere, but she is preparing to push out a new leaf. Well, let me just say she's pregnant with possibility. How's that? But yeah, so the 5th and final plant of my favorite summer plants growing season is the Thai Constellation. And I call this plant, this is the Jende plant, and that stands for Isaiah and Jennifer plant, because my husband bought it for me. So yeah, this plant is very special to me, as all of my plants are, but I really, really, really want this one to survive, and not only survive, but to thrive. And so, yeah, and so she's doing that. She's giving new roots. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I had a delivery, but yeah. So I was saying that the Thai Constellation. Now, I do have 2 Thai constellations. Don't ask me why I have 2, but anyway, I do have 2, and it's not because I propagated, it's because I thought this one was going to die, and so I bought another one, and then this one started to take off again. So once that one does whatever, and I've had to uppot it, I probably will propagate and maybe sell some of the cuttings of that one, and just focus on one, you know. That's where I am right now currently with it. So we'll see. But yeah, guys, so that concludes my 5 fave summer plants. Prolific growers, brought me joy, really filled my heart this summer. as I've had a rough summer, but plants always bring you joy. And so, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and yeah, leave comments below if you have these plants and how they're doing in your care. If these are any of your favorites, just let me know. Also, I want to encourage you guys to maybe leave comments if there's a particular video or plant that I've shown that's in my collection that I said I was going to update that I didn't update, or maybe I forgot, or the plant is gone by the wayside, it's gone to plant heaven, I don't know. But if there's a particular video you'd like me to do, if you could leave the comment below, I'd appreciate it. And also just let me know if you want any information about any of the plants in my collection. I can certainly do a spotlight on those as well. And yeah, I just like to just continue because I really enjoy the comments. They're very helpful, and they're encouraging, by the way, just to say that. So, okay, well, I don't want to ramble on. Well, that concludes this video for today. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye.